Hi dear students, welcome to Kavitha's NEET classes. In this lecture, we shall discuss the questions which have been asked from the previous NEET examinations on the topic cell cycle. I have already made a detailed lecture on cell cycle and the various stages of cell cycle, and I have already posted it on my channel. So please watch that video first, and I will also link it for you here in the I button. Now in this lecture, we shall solve the questions which have been asked based on this topic. Match list 1 with list 2. So here they have given the list of different stages of the cell cycle and what are the activities which happen during each of these stages. So first take S phase. So the moment we say S phase, what happens during S phase? DNA replication happens during S phase, isn't it? So this is the correct match. So check in the answer options. If you see D, where it is matching properly. So D is the right answer option. Okay, even in the examination, if you know perfectly that this and this is matching, or one out of the different options they have given in the list, if you can match at least one of them perfectly, then you can straight away go check the answer list and you can mark it. But you have to be confident that the one which you have marked is right. Otherwise, you will have to mark each one of these and then look for the answer options. The fruit fly has 8 chromosomes, that is, it is 2n, which means it is diploid in nature. In each cell, during interphase of mitosis, if the number of chromosomes at G1, that is the first phase of interphase, is 8, what would be the number of chromosomes after S phase? What would be the number of chromosomes after S phase? After S phase, it will be 8 only. Why is it so? Because during the S phase, DNA replication happens. That is, the quantity of the DNA or the genetic material becomes twice. It doubles. However, the number of chromosomes does not double. The number of chromosomes still remains the same. So, initially, if the number of chromosomes was 8, even at S phase also it will have 8 only as the number of chromosomes. So please do not get confused and mark 16, which is the wrong answer. Okay, 8 is the right answer option. The centriole undergoes duplication during which phase of cell cycle? So during which phase does the centriole undergo duplication? See, DNA duplication also happens, or DNA replication also happens during the S phase, and the duplication of the centriole also happens during the S phase. Okay, G1 is the growth phase, again G2 is also growth phase. However, the replication of DNA and the replication of centrioles happen during the S phase or the synthesis phase. So, this is the right answer. Identify the correct statement with regard to G1 phase of interphase. So, among these four, which is the correct statement with respect to G1 phase or the gap 1 phase of interphase? The DNA synthesis or replication takes place? No, that is wrong, because the replication of DNA happens in S phase. The reorganization of all the cell components occur? No. The cell is metabolically active, it grows, but it does not replicate the DNA. Yes, this is the right answer. And nuclear division takes place? No, nuclear division exactly happens during the M phase, isn't it? So, C is the right answer option. the cells in G0 phase. So by mistake it is capital O, but it is G0 phase. Okay, the cells in G0 phase terminate the cell cycle, exit the cell cycle, enter the cell cycle, suspend the cell cycle. The cells in G0 phase, that is the cells which no longer want to divide, they will exit the G1 phase. So they are exiting the cell cycle. So B is the right answer option. The correct sequence of phases of cell cycle. This is a very easy question. It is G1, S, G2 and M phase. So very easily you can answer this. During cell growth, DNA synthesis takes place on, see, they themselves have given us the clue saying it is synthesis. That says it is S phase. Isn't it? So there will be sometimes very simple questions like this which you should never ever miss in your examination. In S phase, the cell cycle, the amount of DNA doubles in each cell? Yes, correct. This is the right answer. Is it? Yes, the amount of DNA doubles. However, the chromosome number remains the same. And the other options are wrong. The amount of DNA remains the same. No, that is wrong. The chromosome number is increased. No, the chromosome number remains the same. However, the amount of DNA doubles during the S phase. And the amount of DNA is reduced to half. No, that is also wrong. So, A is the right answer. The somatic cell cycle. Somatic cells are haploid or diploid? They are diploid in nature. Okay. Somatic cells have two sets of chromosomes, one coming from the father and one coming from the mother. So, in the somatic cell cycle, the G1 phase DNA content is double. First of all, DNA content doubling happens in the S phase and not in the G1 phase. So, this is the wrong option. DNA replication takes place in the S phase. Yes, DNA replication definitely takes place in the S phase, and the other options you need not even look into, because this is definitely the right answer. DNA replication takes place in the S phase. Then a short interphase, just even let us look at the other options also. A short interphase is followed by a long mitotic phase. No, that is wrong. Mitosis takes just around 1 hour out of the entire 24 hours, whereas the rest of 95% of the cell cycle, it is the interphase. Okay, so out of the entire cell cycle, 95% of the time is taken for interphase, whereas just 1 hour is taken for M phase. Okay, so B is the right answer option. In which stage of cell cycle DNA replication occurs? Again, it is a very straightforward question. S phase is the right answer option. Which typical stage is known for DNA replication? See, repeatedly they are just asking the same thing again and again. So you need to know it is the S phase where the replication of DNA occurs. So again here it is S phase. This is also again the same answer. The question is in a different format. In a somatic cell, DNA synthesis takes place in the, see here itself they are giving us a clue. DNA synthesis happens in the S phase. S here stands for synthesis, isn't it? So DNA synthesis occurs in the S phase. So I hope you got a good understanding of the type of questions that can be asked in the NEET examination based on the topic cell cycle. Soon I will meet you in another lecture. Until then, take care and also connect with me on social media. Thank you.